And then Rocket says that in the chat.
All right. Everyone gets 3 points of destiny for that. Rocket gets 4.
3.
Okay. That puts me back at 9.
Back to 11. I have enough for either a Black Storm or a Sharp Shot. Damn it.
Well,
All
we
right.
should get down. Disaster
We can mourn later. Looking down there. Sauron and Leviathan's fight is not yet done. Take a potion if you need it. Then we're going.
So you've got 2 regular potions left, don't you?
I have 3 and a high potion.
Oh, why not give 2 of the regular potions to...
1 to Alistair, 1 to Mika.
All right.
Yep.
All right, so you pass a potion off to Mika, but she doesn't seem fully responsive as she takes it. She seems to be in sort of a state of shell shock.
Mika, hey, puts a hand on my shoulder. I know.
We shouldn't dally too long.
Right.
It's hard to look at. We can still make it right.
Right, okay.
There's no time to feel bad about what we just did. We need to help Leviathan.
Rocket, you can get us back down there?
Yeah, I can just get you back on there. I'm gonna be exhausted afterwards, but yeah.
Sorry to exhaust you, but we must move. I'm done
It's
my moment
necessary.
of silence.
Let's hurry up.
Let's do what we can
All right.
for those who can still be saved.
All right, so you move and you quickly hop onto Rocket's back. You get as it's a very tight fit. Some of you kind of have to like hang on to her legs just to have enough room for everyone else. But after a moment, Rocket, you sort of like drag yourself over the edge and kick off, and you start floating down. You let gravity do the work at first, bringing you down of its own accord for a time, before eventually you start to fan out your wings a bit to slow your descent. Where do you want to try and land?
Alright, so what do we see exactly, like, in terms of landscape?
As you are descending and you drop back below cloud level, the thick black storm clouds that have rolled in are getting more and more violent, lightning crackling across the sky all the time. And more water spouts are rising up into the air, twitching erratically.
The music. Fuck you.
Can we land close to the battle?
I would advise the closest land possible so you're not fully exhausted and preferably be hopefully safe.
Somewhere where we can kind of try to do something with Saran. Stop this before it's just
Exactly.
Awareness to see.
All right, what was that? What was that roll?
Awareness.
For awareness. Seeing
Awareness.
if I could see anywhere safe to land.
Looking. Okay, everyone make awareness checks if you're looking for somewhere safe to land.
Like, as close as we
Do
can.
you see
like, to
anything,
the fighting.
You usually have a better eye than I.
All right. Looks like
Ethan's
basically.
very alert.
Yeah, it looks like basically everyone got it. The DC on this was 10 to find a safe spot to land. The land itself doesn't seem to be too bothered, though there are gale force winds blasting through, howling in your ears and making your hair fly all over the place as you're descending. And it's making it a bit difficult for Rocket to move, but she's managing fairly well, letting gravity do the bulk of the work and keeping her wings close to her sides until she really needs them, so as to not be thrown off. Looking around, you do eventually spot a series of white stone sort of plateaus rising up. You vaguely recognize the terrain as the same sort of region you were traveling through before, not far from the coast, sort of like the sheer drop before the water. That is relatively close to where Leviathan and Saran are currently fighting, as well as you can tell. Mika points it out before anyone else. Yeah, Mika points it out before anyone else, seeing as she rolled higher and has a more intrinsic familiarity with the land.
There! Right there!
Got it.
Then let's go.
Yep, your wings a few more flaps to give yourself that momentum, a single pump from your rocket boosters before finally you manage to land on the plateau. You all sort of stumble a bit and sort of fall into this haphazard pile scattered across the plateau at the landing. Rocket, you are no longer capable of flying for the day. You are out of stamina for that.
What do we see?
As you pick yourselves up and look up, you know it's the middle of the day, yet it looks as dark as night almost with how thick the clouds that have rolled in are. You can only assume it's part of Tiamat's defense, or not Tiamat, Leviathan's defense, as every so often the lightning bolts that come down strike roughly in the vicinity of whatever she's looking at. While she may be the goddess of water, it looks like she's trying to pull, to some extent, on the sky to try and help her. It's definitely not her forte, though. By and large, you're seeing huge spheres of water rising up and firing almost like Gatling guns at her target, and other forms of flying fish-like creatures rising up in a huge swarm to assist her. And you see the periodic flashes of light, multiple colors, usually blue and orange, presumably as Saran is fighting off her helpers. Looking closer, you can tell that Tiamat has not Tiamat, I've been saying Tiamat for 3 fucking hours. Leviathan is taking pretty significant damage. But she looks like she still has a bit of strength left in her.
We have to try and get down there.
Is there any way we can reach, or is it just tumultuous ocean?
It's tumultuous ocean. They are way out there. They're not very close to the shore. You would probably need a boat or something to get out there safely. Like the waters are just raging and foaming all over.
It's a shame we don't have our ship right now.
She's not very good at the ocean.
Really...
Can we try calling out, see whether the goddess kind of can take notice, like using her godlike senses or whatever?
Well, before that, Lumina, what were you saying? You were kind of quiet on my end.
Not that we could fly it in this weather.
Yeah, if Rocket could barely get through this, I doubt the Little Wing would fare any better.
Okay, so, Nee, you shout out to try and get Leviathan's attention, but it looks like she's too focused fighting. If she has noticed you, she makes no outward indication of it.
Damn it.
Guys, I hate to say it, but I don't think we can't get out there, and even if we could, I'm afraid we're too worn out to do anything.
No.
Not giving up just yet. How far is the entrance from here, and more importantly, how far is the Little Wing from here?
For the Little Wing, if you wanted to run back and fetch that would be a several-hour hike. As for the entrance to the Sunken Temple, you would need to make a nature check to try and pinpoint your exact location, because when Rocket was landing, she wasn't looking for the dungeon, she was just looking for a safe place to set down.
Central Chamber's going to be the source of all of this. If I start, that's where the crystal still is. If we can at least secure the crystal.
Make your nature checks then.
Alright, nature.
Nature. I got nature.
Go. 9.
That's
9. Anyone else?
Damn it.
Everyone, go.
Yeah.
Let me see what Mika's
There's
got.
got to be a way to get over there. There's got to be.
Rocket made good.
Alright. You do Mika. 10.
10.
Alright. Okay, well, Rocket, you sort of you look around a bit and your keen eye starts to pick out little details, and you're like, you think you know the way. It'll be a bit precarious, but you think you know where you are relative to the dungeon.
Think you still have a bit in you, Rocket, to get us there?
Can we make it in time, though?
You don't know. Only one way to find out.
We can only try. It's not like we can do much just staring here.
Like it's a multi-hour hike back to Marasu. It would take you maybe 10 minutes to reach the entrance to the Sunken Temple from here.
Yeah, by the time we reach the Little Wing to try and breach that thing, it'll be done. We need to go now.
No.
Yes.
Let's
Then
go.
let's make haste. I
Well,
refuse to see Sawan corrupt another innocent creature for his evil deeds. We need to move now.
What are you saying?
Well, at least we've cleared out the dungeon already.
We don't stop for
Or
anything.
worse,
Move.
kill Leviathan.
Well, it's the Eidolon, it's not actually Leviathan. If it was actually Leviathan, he'd have more problems.
Right.
If he was fighting actual Leviathan, he'd be dead by now.
Right. And Lumina was saying something, but she was kind of quiet on my end. Repeat, please.
Okay, we need to hurry now. Oh,
All right. Okay.
We need their.
All right. So, with that in mind, everyone sort of lines up behind Rocket, and she takes off at a decent pace, and you're sort of running to keep up. You're very worn out. Your lungs are burning. Your legs are burning, but you're forcing yourself to keep moving, knowing what's on the line. Every so often, the landscape is illuminated by bright flashes of light as the lightning strikes across the sky, or flashes of arcane light from where Leviathan and Sauron's duel is taking place. Every so often, you can see like the beginnings of tidal waves out in the water that then get redirected into powerful streams and spouts to try and attack Sauron himself, wherever he may be. You can't really make him out from this far away.
Go, 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 go.
You put everything you have into it, and before long, you manage to the slope sort of comes down to the beach itself. The sheer cliff, the bluff, recedes into the sands, and you're able to get back onto the beach. And it's starting to look familiar as you're running and running. And I actually forgot that. Didn't you guys park the Little Wing right outside the dungeon?
Pretty sure
Yes,
we
we
did.
did.
Yeah. Okay. So I misremembered that. My bad.
Mhm.
Okay. So as you're coming closer and closer, you look and you see just up the side of the slope a little bit, you see, sure enough, there's the Little Wing on the shore, sort of swaying a bit with the intense winds that are rushing through.
Little Wing or tunnel?
Well, again, I don't think the Little Wing can handle those winds, so I'd say tunnel.
we have to try something.
So let's do the tunnel.
As like the ranger, like, would the Little Wing be able to like withstand the gales if we go through?
Make a
Take
vehicle
it.
check.
I hope you put something in the vehicle.
I only have one, I think, right now. So I was just
Wait
I was
a
just
minute.
improving that.
Nah, I only have systems.
I only have one.
9.
Okay. Thinking about it, thinking about the intense winds you're dealing with and what the Little Wing is capable of, what you know of that model, you're able to ascertain and sort of deduce that while hypothetically the Little Wing could manage in winds this tumultuous with its very aerodynamic design, it would require a very good pilot, and you are not that. You are a pilot, but you're not well trained or all that. You have like the crash course in how to pilot an airship, but you're not a dedicated airship pilot or engineer. So if you were to try that, it would take all of your faculties just to keep the thing in the air.
Our best bet is to reach the
Is
crystal.
any sign of Tam?
What?
Any sign of Tom?
Our best
You do not see him, no. He was making
All
his
right.
way back towards Marasu when you
Sick.
descended.
Alright,
Rocket's
Best
right.
bet
Our
is-
bet is
Yeah,
to
tunnels.
go for the crystal.
I agree, Rocket.
Yeah.
Let's go.
exactly as quickly as we can.
All right. You go sprinting into the the entrance to the cave, and you start making your way through. You see that some of the ice that Mika left prior has melted a little bit, and emirs are starting to slide out as you're sprinting through, but interestingly enough, they don't seem to be paying you any mind. Their attention appears to be elsewhere. They appear disturbed and frightful, and the moment you pass by, they notice you and quickly scurry back into the water pools to get away from you.
Even they're scared.
I
Alright.
need everyone to make a cumulative athletics check.
Okay.
So an athletics check, basically.
Yep.
Oh, goody.
13, 11, 16, 5.
Is that Mika?
Yeah,
9.
Mika gets a +2.
Oh,
Shit.
All right, so
If need be, I'll bloody add d6s to this.
Rocket is
I might even add
definitely
one.
pulling ahead of the pack on this one. Sort of sprinting full speed ahead. Let's see here.
I'm just right behind.
Let's see here.
Imagining Anasta's going back. But,
Eventually, as you're going, you are able to. Rocket is the first to arrive as she sort of pulls ahead of the pack in this sort of mad frenzy. Like, we gotta get there now. We gotta get there now. We gotta get there now. Rocket is the first to arrive, and when you do, in the crystal chamber, working your way through, jumping into the whirlpool, going down, navigating the coral reef labyrinth and the various darkened chambers. The shadow sprites and elementals you witnessed before have receded and gone away. It looks like they have just disappeared, effectively. But you eventually managed to make it back into the crystal chamber, gasping for breath on your last legs, fully exhausted. And as you emerge into the chamber, you see, like, the water that you could see around the chamber before has just emerged into this, like, circular walls of water raising higher and higher up to try and, like, completely surround the island, you're starting to think. As if Leviathan is trying to contain what's going on. You don't see any sign of Saran in the chamber. You do see signs of damage in the form of broken coral trees and battle scars and marks where spells went off, and a great gaping wrench in the earth in front of you. But the crystal remains, seemingly intact.
Can we take it?
Oh, it's a bit
it's
huge.
a bit big, Rocket.
Indeed.
Is there a way to take it?
Well, let's approach it and see if you can. Like, instruction can. Leviathan can at least give us instruction. Something.
All right. Who wishes to approach the crystal?
I'm not going. No, me is beyond hesitation here.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
And Mika's right with you.
And probably try jump over this.
Yep.
Okay.
All of us go to the crystal.
All right. Okay, so you come up and someone has to put their hand on it.
Me.
I'll do it. But I think this is a
I think
crystal
we
of
all did.
darkness. I think it's best if I do it. Just in case
I'm
there's any-
feeling. I kind of have the image of all of us kind of doing it. Like we're all just.
Yeah,
fucking
we're all
going
just
for it.
rushing and grabbing to it.
Rocket.
Yeah.
Yep. So you all come up and you quickly like put whatever appendages you can. In the case of Rocket, I'm assuming it's just like pressing her forehead up to it
Yeah.
because no hands. And when you do, you feel sort of a sort of pulse energy sort of flows through you, and for a moment you can feel yourself being faintly connected to Leviathan, and you can tell that her Eidolon is rapidly running out of strength. She's throwing everything she has at Saran, and while he's definitely taking damage and looks like he's really having to work for this, you get the impression from the brief little flicker of the fight you see that Leviathan is on the losing side of it.
No.
What can we do?
I don't know.
You say that while you
Can
still
we
have your
heal
forehead
her
pressed
our
to it?
strength? Can we give her our
Yeah.
strength? Can we
Hold
heal
on.
her like that, or?
Well, here, let's see what he had to say. He was gonna.
You said, what can we do while your forehead was pressed up to the crystal, right?
Mm-hmm.
It actually seems to resonate in response. And after a moment, it starts to pulse, sort of darkening a bit, yet somehow getting brighter at the same time. It's paradoxical in that mind-bending way you're used to. And after a moment, a few coils of shadowy light emerge from its sides, sort of weaving amongst all of you for a moment before eventually settling on Mika.
Huh?
She blinks a few times, and the light sort of swirls together in front of her before... and with a little pulse and flash, a smaller version of the very same crystal is floating in front of her.
What?
And then all of you collectively hear in your heads, "Take it and go! This fight is not yours to win.
Okay.
Get to the city,
Thank you.
save who you can. I will buy you what time I can, but I fear this crystal is lost.
And the city, Marasu.
Save however many you can. If Saran destroys the crystal, the waters will rise."
We have to get everybody out of there.
Give
Which
us
means
what
we're
time.
gonna need to take the ship.
Give us what time you can.
I
Thank
will.
you.
I'm so sorry we couldn't do any more. And rest
Yeah, sorry we
assured,
couldn't do
Saran
any
will
more.
pay for this.
Everybody
Yeah.
get on. We're running.
Before we go to Mika. Mika,
Mika?
we've entrusted that power to you.
Mika sort of reaches up and gently takes it in her hands.
Right. Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here.
All right,
Everybody
move
go
out.
on. We're
Little wing
combining
now.
athletics.
All right, Rocket is asking everyone to hop on.
Yeah, go. And would it help our thing if I use Fundament's Flee? To, like,
That's not quite how that works. You're not running away from anything. You're just trying to run swiftly back to the Little Wing, which is a bit different. So unfortunately, no.
and we need to get them.
So we'll just have Rocket make a single personal athletics check. That'll accommodate for everyone.
Does the Little Wing have like a speaker
Does it
system
add
I can speak
everyone
out
to
of?
it?
What was that, Rocket? I'll get to you in a second, Tom.
Does it add everyone's athletics to it?
I'll go ahead and just give you a straight +4.
Okay.
One for each passenger.
As soon as we get upon the Little Wing, power up the engines and go full power. We need to basically get everyone out of here now.
I'm giving her what she's got, Cam.
All right, so everyone quickly clings onto Rocket, hops on, and as soon as you're as secure as you can be, given the limited amount of space, Rocket, you're like, it's a heavy load, but you sort of go into your systems and like turn off every single warning your operating system is showing you. Like there's something like you've reached your capacity for encumbrance, you're wearing your muscles to tear. You're like, I don't care, I'm going. And once you've shut all,
while this is going on as best you can,
and once you've shut
hang
all
in
those
there, Rocket.
And once you've shut all those warnings off, you basically double your usual movement speed by just turning on your rocket boosters and going. You're sprinting with jet assistance. It's very fast, very haphazard, and everyone's like, like having to white knuckle.
Yes, Rocket, hang in there. You can do it.
That's here. Alistair, you said you're using healing magic to keep her going?
Yep.
For purposes, we're going to say that has reduced you to 0 MP to keep her going.
Yep, I'm happy with that.
Do we get to the
hang in there, Rocket. Think of all those people that care for us and care for this world's sake.
We hit up.
We have to save them.
Also,
Tell them to get the ships ready. Too.
Okay,
Get the ships and get everyone out of there.
Yeah. As for my question, does the Little Wing have any kind of like speaker system, megaphone, whatever, anything that?
No, not really. It's meant to be more of a scouting ship, so it doesn't have anything that could potentially, if malfunctioned, give it away. So no speaker system.
Damn.
Right. Get the Little Wing,
Is
go
there
to the
anyone
palace first.
Stay with them through the book.
What was that, Lumina?
Book.
The book.
Tom!
The
Mika has a book that connects her to Tom.
Mika's book does not connect her to Tam, no. It connects her to her teacher in the Academy City.
Yeah. It doesn't connect to Tam.
Damn it.
Open the situation. On the Little Wing, are we there?
You managed to Rocket, you're like on the verge of collapse at this point by the time you finally manage to sprint up the ramp of the Little Wing. You're gasping for breath, you're sweating profusely, your feathers are completely out of alignment, and the moment your claws touch down onto the deck, you just slump over.
Thanatos,
are you okay?
Board. I'm getting the thing on. This is going to be a rough takeoff. Go!
Already ahead of you.
All right.
Move it, Nee.
All right, Nee, you're the one
Trying to
doing
lift
the
and
takeoff.
also pull her on board.
All right, Nee, you go ahead. You make a vehicle check for me to make a takeoff.
Don't fuck it up.
Well, I thought I didn't need to do this anymore.
Really?
The winds are making it more difficult.
Don't fuck it up.
I'm adding another d6.
You have to get
Okay.
to now.
Add as many d6s as I fucking need for this. I'm not messing around.
All right.
Oh, come on! Dice!
God damn it!
So,
I'm exhausted
Keep
or I'd
calm.
add a D to it.
Alright, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11, 12?
It's 11.
That is.
11.
That's 11.
That is just shy of what you'll need for this.
Another one.
Another one.
So that's 2. I'm using all 3 I gained, but you know what? We cannot afford to fail this.
Failure
everyone
is
is
not an option.
All right.
Yes.
Come on.
All right. So,
Perfect.
with the situation getting as tense as it is, you quickly you finagle the controls. You know, you barely know what you're doing, but you're just tapping into everything you know, and you pull the little wing up, and like everyone on board, you're like, "Ugh," you have to grab onto something as the winds immediately start to rocket about. But after a little bit, he's able to stabilize it and take advantage of the winds, in fact, to speed the ship along with the sails and back sort of a billowing out, giving you a small speed boost on your way towards Marasu.
Speed boost!
All right, so let's see here. I believe it was like several minutes to like an hour or so flight previously. So in this case, with the slight speed boost, we'll say you're able to get back to Marasu in about 15 minutes of intense
I wish there was
flight.
also a way to give him an early warning.
Now,
I mean, the storm is an indicator, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is very unnatural weather patterns, given that there is a literal wall of water encircling the island for the most part.
Right, we need to
Alright.
evacuate as many people as possible, but I don't
I'm
think
bringing
the ship
the
will be
bird
able to
down.
handle everyone.
I'm bringing this bird down straight in the palace courtyard, but I'm not turning it off. When you
Get
get
the-
here, yeah, when we land, you all need to get off. Get Laren, Tam, Bernard, kids, anyone you can in the palace, and get them on board now.
Mm-hmm. We start with
I'll
everyone
go-
in the palace,
I'll go get the
and anyone else
children and their
nearby will
family.
get on board as well. Any
Mika.
other
I'll go
nearby
get the
ships, they
children
must
and their
watch to them.
family.
Yes.
One at a time, people, please.
Okay.
So,
I turn to Mika. And off to the palace, Mika. We'll get them. Don't worry.
Right.
She's sort of just looking out through the window of the steering cabin with her eyes wide as she's just watching the
Since
water
we're going-
rage.
Mm.
All right.
Since
Alright,
two of
so-
us here practically has wings, if you have the strength, perhaps
think-
it'd probably be a good idea to fly off and go further
I-
down the city.
I can't
and warn
fly
people.
anymore.
I don't have the Destiny rocket is tight, and I need to stay on this helm.
Yep. All right.
Damn.
All right. Okay. Eventually, Marasu comes back into sight, and you can already tell, even from this high up, that things are not well in the city. You can see movement in the streets below, and lights have been lit up to try and help everyone see in the darkness, and it's a very unsettling sight. You're
Palace, go.
you're trying to land
Yeah,
directly in the palace courtyard.
Straight there.
Vehicle check for me,
Hey, we're
please.
about to be
It's not
coming.
designed for that.
Ah,
Damn it.
you are making this fucking difficult, you know that.
It's supposed
That's
to
his
be.
job.
This is supposed to be a very hard section.
What
His
happens if I
job
fail
is-
this?
For what it's worth, you guys are doing great so far.
What happens if I
His-
fail this vehicle check?
You'll probably make a poor landing, and if you really fuck it up, you'll crash and break the little wing.
Do I have
Apart-
enough strength to make it to the hanging homes and get that
I mean, the
family
part
out
of
of
me
there?
was
Okay, well, we gotta land first. So hold
Yeah.
your fucking horses. Let Tom
for one.
go.
Yeah.
For one, yes.
An 11?
One
Okay,
thing I was
that'll
thinking
do.
about jumping on the walls and running on the walls and going down
That would
at
take
one
hell
point
of an
as we
athletics
fly
check.
over.
But anyway, so, Tom, you wrestle with the controls against the wind, but you're able to manage to land in the palace courtyard without incident. You sort of like scrape the wall a little bit, and you damage the paint of the little wing, but you don't really care about that right now. And as it touches down, you see that there are plenty of soldiers in the courtyard, sort of looking up in confusion at the sky, and you already see
Nico.
that like Vinar is like charging out towards you as the little wing is landing.
Vanar, this,
What the hell is happening up there?
we need to get as many people out here as possible.
Get everybody to the ships.
Any
What?
minute now, that water's gonna completely consume the island.
What?
Saran, he's here and he's overpowered Leviathan's Eidolon.
I'm sorry to say this, but we must evacuate now if we have a chance. We have
We
direct
have-
orders.
We have
Right
the
now.
Everyone has to get on board the ships.
we have the crystal's
Now.
power, but if we don't get it out of here,
One of Leviathan's followers is holding him off as long as she can. But we must
not.
go now.
Not follower, it's her Eidolon. but
Eidolon.
It's
yeah.
idle.
Well,
It's literally-
Eidolon, I mean. But yeah.
Vinar sort of looks around for a second, like,
To help.
all right, I'll try. I'll get back to Laren. Do whatever it is you can. And he turns and sprints back for the castle, shouting orders. Spread the word. We need to evacuate right now. And the
Alistair.
soldiers are immediately scattering to do just that.
Yes.
Alistair, Marisi, and Leyland, can you get them?
I will do that. I'm on my way.
Alright.
Although,
Is it Mika? Let's go get your parents.
You do that. Before you go, Rocket, go get that family you know.
Okay.
We're gonna meet in the 2 squares.
What about Luska and her husband?
Well, that's where Mrs. Corner is. So,
Also, Luska doesn't have a husband.
you mean the innkeeper and
That's
the butcher?
it.
No, she just doesn't want
We're
a
gonna meet
partner.
up. Once we see Leyland, Laren, and all of that are on board,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Luska
plan
is the
this
dance.
2 squares outside Whisker's Corner. So,
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Everyone
everybody-
know where they're going?
Yep.
Mhm.
So,
Go.
don't hesitate.
All right. Okay, so let's do Thanatos first. What are you doing?
I was going with Mika to help her get her parents.
All right. Okay, so you go running out into the streets, and with the soldiers running out to sort of try and organize an evacuation on such short notice, taking you at your word for it, it's clear there's a lot of confusion going on right now. But, people are already out on the streets, or there were. It looks like a lot of them went to hide inside once the clouds rolled in and the storm started out of confusion for how intense this sudden weather pattern was, and once the wall of water started rising.
Save this fucking city.
Well,
It's only
someone failed.
a teleport spell on the whole city.
Yeah, not quite.
All right, so you sort of weave your way through, the soldiers doing whatever they can. You see, there are people who are, trying to ask questions while the soldiers are we don't really have time and I don't know, sort of trying to convince everyone to just drop what they're doing and try and get to the ships. And you can see people are running off on Chocobo back towards the docks to try and tell the captains to make ready to just take on passengers. After a little bit, though, with Mika leading the way, you eventually come to a house that she doesn't even bother knocking. She goes to grab the handle, it's locked. She's for fuck's sake, pulls out her book, sword, just cuts the handle off and shoves it open. Once you step inside, you can, you see what Nee saw in the house before, and you also see, let me see here, I need to find their, stuff. Where did I leave their stuff? Where did I leave their names? Oh, there we are. And you see Yvonne and Keela sort of wandering into the room. Keela perks up.
Mika, what's... No time to explain. We need to get out of here, right now.
What? Mika, what's...
No time.
She sort of gets behind them and starts pushing them towards the door.
Get to the docks, get to a ship, and make sure you're not left off.
I thought she was going to take them to 2 squares where the ship was going to meet them.
I was about to say, we're taking them to
right.
Little Wing.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's closer.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yep, so correction, yeah, she does that.
Getting to the 2 squares. Come on, an airship will meet us there.
Thanatos, do you have anything to add? Keela and Yvonne are sort of giving you questioning looks as they're being pushed out. They have not
No
met you
time.
yet.
No. Either come with us or you're gonna drown. Let's go.
They sort of visibly pale at that, but follow along. All right.
Rocket.
And I'm just screaming at everybody else in the streets to shut up and go for the docks.
All right. If you can make just sort of a generalized negotiation check to try and break through to them.
Okay, here's it. Can I throw out a fire spell to explode in the air and get all their attention? And would that help me?
That would definitely give you a +4 to your negotiation roll, yes.
Then I will do that. I'm literally to the point where I'm not going to tolerate any bullshit. I'm going to throw a big fireball in the air to explode and get all their attention.
A big burst of flames erupts overhead from your spell, and the street around you falls quiet for a second.
Oof.
If you don't feel like drowning, get to the ships now.
And Mika supplements that.
The water's rising.
There's a moment of hesitation as people sort of look around at each other, sort of trying to weigh the weight of your words, but after hearing who it came from and seeing the crazy weather going on around, they're probably best to listen just to be safe, and they quickly start making their way towards the docks.
I was gonna, if they were gonna hesitate, I was gonna freaking have my eyes go all dark and it's now!
All right. Now then, Rocket.
Yes.
You're making your way to the hanging homes?
Yes, very quickly.
All right.
As quickly as I can manage.
Given how much Rocket has exerted herself being like everyone's chaperone, I'm going to want you to make a force check, please.
Oh, okay.
Crap, no, I think I should have gone with Rocket.
Come on.
You can add Destiny if you so need to.
Say,
That is just enough.
Enough?
Yeah, that's just enough.
You're running through our bloody
Okay.
pace today, DM.
Yeah, you, yeah, I am. You feel like you're on the verge of collapsing again by the time you make it into the hanging homes, and the winds are doing a number on these houses. People have pretty much already stepped out of them and are sort of trying to gather in a large sort of plaza square area, and a powerful gust of wind rushes by, and one of the homes comes undone from its support and goes rolling through. It's made of a bunch of leaves and ropes and whatnot, so it doesn't really cause a whole lot of panic or concern. People just sort of get out of the way, and those who don't just sort of duck down, and it doesn't hurt anyone as it rolls through before getting caught on a few palm trees off to the side. It looks like the entire district is sort of assembled here.
Everyone needs to get out now. The crystal's gonna shatter.
So all eyes turn to look at you, and someone shouts, "What?"
the water.
The Leviathan crystal's gonna shatter. Everyone's gonna drown if they don't get out now.
All right,
Good thing we
negotiation
grabbed its
check.
power.
All right, negotiation check. +4 because the weather patterns are lending credence to your words.
So will the Leviathan just hold enough back in the original crystal to keep things going while most of its power went to the new one?
You don't know how much power Leviathan put into the smaller crystal. And you presently have no way of knowing. Alright, that's your negotiation check there, 11?
Yeah. Is it enough?
The people do seem to be believing you, though a few do sort of look amongst themselves, and one of them's like, "But how could the crystal be shattered? That doesn't make any sense!"
Then I look up at the sky. Does that look like it's gonna hold?
And then after a moment, you hear a familiar voice from the crowd. "If Rocket says we flee, we flee! Get moving!" There's a few jumps of surprise, a few vocalized protests, but they don't last long. People start moving, and as they do, you see Mavon there in the center with his family sort of clutching tightly to him. What the hell's going on, Rocket?
The crystal's gonna shatter. The whole island could be flooded.
How? I believe you, but no time. He turns and looks down to his.
Get your family to open
Yep,
the palace to the Little Wing.
Right. Okay.
To the 2 squares.
We're going to the 2 squares. The Little Wing's going to meet everyone there once we have who we need to at the palace. So the Whiskers Corner, because also we're going to pick up who we can at the Whiskers Corner, like Laska. So, and the Baker.
How many people can we fit on the Little Wing?
The Little Wing does have a max passenger capacity. Let's see here. Its passenger capacity is 25. It can hold up to 25 people total before it becomes capped.
All right, so let us think. So, got us 5.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mika's parents.
Well, you're crew members. You don't count towards the passenger count.
All right. So Mika's parents. So 2. We got this family, which is 3. So that's 5.
6. There's 4. There's 2 kids and 2 adults.
That's 6 of them. Laren, Vanar, that makes 8. Marisi, Leyland, 10. Tam, 11. Laska, Barkeeper, Baker, 14. So yeah, we still have room for other people too. Anyone else?
Blacksmith? Oh, have we done that?
Blacksmith. Yeah, so 15. So then we have 10 more.
All right. Okay. Well, Mavon sort of turns to his family like, "Okay, we need to get moving. Stick close." And he like grabs one of his kids' hands, and they quickly start moving off. And as they're going, his wife, whose name I forget the name of off the top of my head. Let me see here. Kalea
Kalea.
gives you the sort of a sidelong, sort of confused, frightened look as if she's pleading for answers, but she doesn't stick around to ask any questions. It seems pretty clear to everyone that there's no time for it. That's here. And Alistair, you are doing what?
Looking for the two kids.
All right.
Leyland and Waylon.
Marisi and Leyland.
Marisi and
Yeah.
Leyland.
All right.
Marisi and Leyland, where are you? We need to go now.
You make your way through the halls of the palace, sort of calling out. It doesn't take you too terribly long to find them. Like, a lot of the castle staff is sort of gathering in one of the big mess halls so that everyone can be kept accounted for. And by the time you're barging in, Vinar is already in there barking out orders about where to go and what to do. And you can also see that Laren is off to one side, sort of overseeing it all with this sort of ashen look on his face as if he just got the news.
You need to get them out.
Yeah.
Now.
Doing that. Leyland, we need to go. Where's the sister?
Marisi is right next door, and they both turn to look at you as you approach. And let's see here, I'm double checking. Leyland is the smaller one, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Leyland sort of looks up at you as you're approaching, like,
What's happening?
Unfortunately, we need to leave. Right now, Sawan is back, and he's caused the worst. The crystal is damaged, and we have barely less time.
Remember, this
We
is a
don't go
child.
now.
We'll try and...
I know. If we don't go now, the whole city will go underwater. I'm sorry, we have to evacuate.
Speaking to a child, and then just give it straight up.
Leyland.
Well, there's no sugarcoat in it. Not to mention the sky doesn't help. I can't say, there's going to be a rainbow coming out any moment. No, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Don't need to petrify her.
Right. Leyland clutches far more tightly to Marisi, who quickly leans down and picks her up.
All right, where are we going?
We're going to the little wing. Follow me. We're going to go to
Excellent.
safety. And we're saving as many other people as we can. But we have very little time.
Before you go, when you're bringing them back, grab, if you can, Tam, Vanar, and Laren. Stress to them that we don't have time, and, they really need to go. They are the highest, most authority of this people. In the upper, they're going to need them. They can't around this.
And forgive me, we need you to come along as well. I know you're trying to do good for your people, but they need you. And don't worry, we are onto it, and we're saving as many as we can.
Vanar glances at you. What do you think I'm doing? I'm trying to evacuate the castle. He turns to Laren. You go. And it's at this point that you notice you don't see any sign of Tam.
Ask
But where did Tam go?
Vanar turns to you. I thought he was with you.
We haven't seen him. Where is he?
Ah, shit. That's Laren. He must have been on his way back on foot when all of this went down.
We'll have to make a sweep just before we leave.
I keep an eye out for him. You do what you best here.
Right.
But if you do see him, tell him to meet us.
Right.
The little wing.
Right. Vanar, do you have things handled here? I do. Now go. Right. Lead the way.
Vanar's staying behind.
Follow me.
He's helping to organize the evacuation of the castle. The shit doesn't just happen in a matter of moments, There's a lot of people to notify and get moving.
I know, it's just... worrying.
And Vanar is qualified to do that. And last but not least, Tom. What are you doing?
Well, I was staying with the little wing, keeping it, ready to go. I'm not putting it in park.
All right. Okay, and I assume Alistair is bringing Marisi, Leyland, and Laren directly to the Little Wing?
Yep, because we are closer to it.
All right. So Niaz, you're sort of sitting there
Directly to.
You're trying to keep this ship going and whatnot. You look out and eventually you see Alistair coming back with Marisi, Leyland, and Laren in tow.
Get aboard!
No sign of Vanar or Tam, though.
Where's Vanar and Tam?
Vanar's staying behind to try and organize the evacuation of the castle. Tam hasn't come back from his trip with you yet.
Fuck! Alright. Vanar, does he know what staying means?
He won't be staying behind entirely. He plans to evacuate too. He's just helping get everyone out of the castle.
Let's hope. Alright, I'm taking this thing to
Here's
Whisker's
the two
corner.
sisters. Yeah. Here's the
I'll
two
take it.
sisters. I'm gonna sweep round and make sure I can keep an eye out for Tam.
No. We can do a sweep in this thing after we've picked up who we need to at Whisker's corner. Like,
Fine.
you're not gonna find him in this mess from the ground. And we're bringing this bird to Whisker's corner, getting as many people as we can, friends and otherwise.
Right.
We'll do a sweep of Fatam before we go,
All right.
as long as we can.
All right. Go.
Bring her up.
All right. You lift it up, and you're able to sort of fight against the storm without too much issue this time. You're used to it now. And you bring the little wing over to the two squares. And you can see there's a lot of movement now. People are moving in large numbers across the bridge towards the warehouse and dock administration districts. You manage to set down people clear around you. And you can see that a fair few of them are, even though they aren't ones that you invited to the little wing specifically, are already clamoring for it instead.
Alright, so here... So,
Say a fire, we can...
who can we see among the crowd? This is going to get difficult. But,
Make an awareness check.
like,
I'm already ahead of you.
Yeah.
Do that.
Giga Thanatos,
Shit.
it's on, and Rocket. 10.
By the way, did they make it
Tam,
back
where
with me?
are you? We
All right.
need to go.
All right,
I think
so
Tam will be here.
all right, with those awareness checks, you look around and you are able to see, you are able to make out your intended pickups here in the square. They're sort of trying to push through the starting to freak out crowd towards the little wing. There are a lot of people who are on the verge of outright panic right now. It's a very chaotic scene.
Thanatos, you want to try and get their attention again?
Alright, Laren's on the ship, right?
Yeah, you can see Laren on the deck of the ship.
Actually, good point. Need
Say,
to explore Laren.
No,
Laren?
I want to.
Alright, go. You good.
Laren?
Ah,
If I can get their attention, can you calm them down enough to get to the ships?
I can try. I've never dealt with
Alright.
anything quite like this before, but I can try.
Alright.
I will.
Use probably the last of my magic.
Yeah, your
Form
MP
of-
will be at 0 after this as well.
Form a decent sized fireball and throw it into the air.
Like a big ass firework, it goes off overhead as your intended pickups are starting to board the little wing, and the crowd there's a few startled shouts and cries, and people look more restless towards the little wing where the explosion came from. And Laren shouts out once the clamor of the explosion dies down, getting everyone's attention. Listen to me, everyone! We need to evacuate the city immediately, but we can't do that if we're panicking. Please make your way to the warehouses and docks, right now. Find a ship with space. People have already been dispatched to tell the captains to accept anyone and everyone they can, so move. Leave whatever possessions you can't. Leave whatever possessions you can. Only take what you must. And be quick about it. We don't know how much time we have. I have just as many questions as you do, but they can wait until we are safe. There's a moment of quiet after he shouts that out before people sort of right, okay, better listen to him. He saw us through the plague. Okay, all right. And people start scattering to get what they need, while the rest sort of start beelining for the docks.
Like, with our intended pickups on board, can we see, say, Lusker, the blacksmith, the baker, any of those people?
You haven't brought word to them just yet. You can definitely see Luska and them sort of in the crowd, but they're sort of following everyone else towards the docks.
Lusker!
She looks up at you.
Oh, yes?
Grab who you can. Go on.
Right.
She reaches over, grabs the barkeep, who's like right next to her,
You come with me?
and pulls him over,
And you, Baker Man, we need you. Get
Right.
up there.
and he's already thundering up the steps.
And where's the blacksmith?
And he's coming up to, looking a little worse for wear and confused, but he's there.
Get him on board. Alright, so this leaves us with 14 on board, if I recall, because we're missing Tam. If we get if we push things slightly and say we get 11 now, could we kind of squeeze Tam on board if we found him? Kind of get slightly over, but
You could certainly try.
I think I think we'd be pushing it with the weather as it is already.
Alright.
I think we can only fit
10
10
people.
on if we have.
Yeah, we need to try and save room for Tam. 10 people. Grab who you can.
All right.
Listen, we have room for only 10 people. Any families or children, get on board, please.
Good call.
Right. A few sort of do come up, a few parents, some children. It doesn't take long before you've caught your full complement, and you do see more are trying to get on, but Laren quickly sort of puts himself at the plank and is instructing them, we're at capacity here, get to the docks, go, don't waste time here. Some of them try to resist the command for a bit before they get a move on.
I'm sorry I couldn't get more, Lord Laren.
It's fine, you're doing everything you can.
We'll do a sweep for Tam, just on the route from here to the temple.
Where the hell is Tam?
Wait, what?
He was still on his way back.
What do you mean on
We
his way
can't
back?
leave him!
We're not going to leave him.
We know
We're
the
looking
route
for him.
he would have taken. We're going to do a sweep over it.
Be fine,
Bring
Mika.
her
We'll
up.
find him. Deep
Right.
breaths, please. It's okay.
It is at this point...
Oh, fuck.
Far off in the distance, a low, bassy boom is heard. For a brief moment, the air in the raging storm falls utterly still. Then it begins to return, stronger than before, and the lightning across the sky no longer seems to have direction. It starts crackling wildly and without thought or care. Lightning bolts immediately start crashing down into the city off into the distance, striking wooden homes, and already you can see fire starting.
Need to get us in the air.
We're too late, aren't we, for Tam?
We can
You
try. Now move!
This is gonna need to be quick. Bringing her
By the
up.
way, are we already on there?
Huh?
Yeah, everybody's on the board.
Yeah,
Everybody's
everyone's on.
Shit,
Everyone's on.
24
Shit,
people
shit.
plus that 5.
Okay. Get us up in the air. We need to find him now.
Pushing the engine as much as I can. I'm bringing it to Tam's route.
All right. You fight against the wind for a minute, and your progress is hampered by how intense it is, even with your growing familiarity with such intense conditions, but you manage to push on, the little wings tip slicing through the air as you start carving through the path that Tam guided you along before from up top. I need anyone who's looking for Tam to make awareness checks. Tom cannot do so, as he is currently occupied steering the ship.
Do everything you can. God damn it.
Everyone, keep an eye out for Tam. That includes you lot as well. You may be passengers, but we still need to get...
Critical success. Thanatos got it.
All right.
Critical.
You're-
Yes.
That is really fucking lucky, because this is a very high DC.
Thanatos, you have redeemed yourself for the rope.
You have redeemed yourself for everything you've done wrong.
All right,
And
so...
every wisecrack.
You arrived in Marasu with a critical fail. You leave it with a critical success.
Right. All right, so you fly along the route for a bit, and as you look down, you can definitely tell the water has started to rise and swell. It seems plain at this point that that low boom you heard was the crystal being shattered.
Shit.
And the water level is rising rapidly. Several inches, like almost a foot per minute, it seems. It's rising rapidly.
Can I see Tam?
You fly as hard as you can through the storm and the wind for maybe 5 minutes, keeping your eyes overboard, everyone at the rails doing their best to help look. And it's starting to feel almost like it might be a fool's errand as you make it to the halfway mark to the sunken temple before finally you manage to spot him down below, sort of trying to ascend the slopes and the foothills as rapidly as he can with the water right at his heels.
Do you have him?
You see
There.
him?
I point.
Tam! Up here! We're
You're-
coming
you're-
down to get you!
You're pretty high up, so... And
Neat.
with the roar
Bring
of
us
the wind.
down.
Descend down now! Go, go, go!
All right.
Don't need to tell me.
All right. How close to the ground are you getting with this? Because this is very uneven terrain.
You said he's on a slope, right?
Yeah, he's trying to ascend a rocky slope. There are like a lot of jutting stones.
I'm getting close enough
Decide.
to see us to start with.
Right. So you pull ahead of him, and you know you've gotten his attention once you do. You sort of fight against the wind. The little wing sort of stalling for a second in the air, so as it tries to like push against the wind and is being hard
Is there
pressed.
anywhere it
Not
levels
to mean
out?
to joke or send a pun, but we need the rope now.
Good point. All right. I'm gonna hover above it, and down goes the rope.
I'd say,
Okay. You're tying the rope down first, right?
well, yeah, I'm
Yes.
tying it
Tie
down.
to
And
anything that is nailed down to this ship,
All
that's
right.
it.
and hold
It's-
on to it.
Okay. You tie the rope to the railing and go to throw it overboard, and it just extends out like horizontally, flapping in the wind. It's like a flag.
Thanatos, give me a hand. We're gonna need to
I'm-
pull him up as soon as he grabs the rope.
You
Tie
kind
it
of
around
It's pointing the
yourself.
wrong
Ah,
direction.
screw it. I said, just what? Ah, screw it. I tie the rope to my waist. It's like, need to get us as low as you
Do
can.
the same.
Ah, Thanatos, sometimes
No.
you're a mad bastard, but you're a lovable mad
No.
bastard.
Now, again, Nee will get it as low as she can.
All right. So you have
And
some
I guess I
tied
gotta do
around your.
athletics.
Right, so you have some tied around your waist, and it's still tied to the ship. What are you planning to do?
Yep.
Jump over the edge?
I'm gonna jump off the ship.
Okay. Nee, make a vehicle check to get low enough so that this doesn't break his shins. And Thanatos, yes,
Son of a
make an athletics
Bitch.
check.
Okay, I'm gonna need someone else to help me pull him up as well.
That's why you have so many strong people there. Now,
Rocket.
So don't
Me.
lay about, people. Give me a hand.
so yeah,
Okay.
Waiting for
the
it.
knee roll.
I have rolled. I'm just waiting for it. I think even D6 is getting
Okay,
overwhelmed.
add a d6 to that. Or is that enough?
That would not be enough for it to be smooth, at any rate.
Throw a d6 in there.
Spend it,
already-
spend it, spend it, spend
I'll
it,
use
spend it,
my
spend it.
strength to help get him up.
Would it be just a bit of damage, or would it be anything more?
The Little Wing would suffer notable damage and a drop in performance from the damage it would take from this.
Yeah,
I
I
Add a
don't
can't
d6
afford
to
that.
it.
I can spend a singular D6 on this,
Do it.
I'll help get him up.
We'll gotta get. We'll
and that's
gotta be-
all I can spend because then I'm on 7 exactly.
Come on, come on,
Please,
come on,
me,
come on, come on.
please.
Oh,
Gotta be a good 6.
hold on. I just want to quickly check something.
You
Can I-
know.
Can Emma help here?
If you failed the check, then yeah, she can take over for you here. You can use Twin Soul to have her sort of a take over and sort of a lend help, and you can roll as if this were D&D 5th edition with advantage. You make the roll twice and take the higher of the two. Is how that generally works.
All right. So wait. So would that include the one I just did, or would I roll it twice again?
Roll one more time, and then whichever one is higher, this is the one you'll be stuck with. You could add.
And I wouldn't be able to add
Well,
any.
time
use,
is
you could
literally
use
the
Destiny to
essence
add
because-
D6s to it, but
All right. Well, I might as well do that and just see what happens. I missed
Yes.
that.
yeah,
Oh.
you're good. Like for a second, you're worried, like, oh shit! You sort of like notice that you're about to like impale the ass of the Little Wing upon one of the rocks, but then like for a second, your arms sort of jerk of their own accord, and the Little Wing twists a little bit, and you hear Em in the back of your head saying, "Careful!"
And again, I am currently off the ship
Yep,
and
let's-
dangling.
okay. Yep, time for you to make that athletics check, I do believe.
Oh dear.
I'm making sure the rope is secured.
All right.
Yeah, all of you, please be ready to pull me up.
I'm pretty sure this is the longest session we've ever done.
Probably. Let's
Please tell me
see.
that's enough.
Oh,
We've been
fuck,
going
no.
for 4 hours and 2 minutes. 15. Oh yeah, that's totally enough for this. You jump down and you sort of roll when you reach the ground. The Little Wing kicking up even more air behind you, and you sort of come up right in front of Tam, and he's like, "What in the world is going on?"
No time. And I just grab him around the waist and hold him.
You wrap him up tight, and up top, Laren shouts, "Pull!" And everyone starts pulling, and Rocket, you already made your force check for this, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right, so with like Rocket like pulling most of the weight, but everyone else sort of contributing, it's almost funny in a way. It's almost like a fish being pulled up from the depths of the ocean, just, whoop, as Thanatos and Tam are just yonked right up onto the deck.
Not the bear.
Nate, go!
What was that roll, Alice?
Going.
I thought we needed to basically do force to pull him out as well.
No,
So,
he's
yeah.
good. He's good. Rocket had that.
I'm on the ship.
All right. So you Neat,
Lyra.
with Tam on board and the ship now at capacity, there is no more room for anyone to stand. You turn the little wing and start making your way. Where are
Lyra.
you going?
Preferred course is your people.
Laren sort of grimaces. I don't know. Lyrisai. Get us to Lyrisai.
Setting course. Hang on.
And you turn to start flying in that direction. And as you're going, you can't help but look back towards the island of Marasu as you're flying away from it. And after a few short minutes in the air, you see the water continuing to rise and swell before, finally, the island disappears from view entirely. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
And the Avatar end music plays. Da, 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 da.
How dare you? How fucking dare you?
Damn it.
It was fitting, though, you gotta admit.
I guess. So, for all of the effort that everyone went through to save as many lives as possible and how surprisingly successful you were, I'm going to go ahead and give everyone 2 points of destiny for heroic action.
Oh, good.
Did I get 3?
No, that's only if you beat bosses. This is different.
Okay.
I'm glad I got more destiny, because goddamn, I spent so much of it.
Indeed.
Back to 11.
Well,
And
that was
we
quite
will
the ordeal.
yeah, we'll pick this up next week, and we'll see you all then, ladies and gentlemen. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
We're in
Goodbye.
the end game now.
There you are.
This isn't the first time I've mimicked